Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. On this channel, we cut through the hype and the noise, and we give you the non-biased information you can use to hopefully capitalize on the biggest opportunity in history, and that is this current bull run. Now in this video, we're going to dive into the news about BlackRock tokenizing funds on Hedera. That announcement created a lot of FOMO and a lot of FUD. So we're going to dive into it, and I'm just going to tell you what the misinformation was, and we're going to take a look at the chart. And at the end of this video, I'm going to let you hear directly from one of the HBAR developers, and if he doesn't make you bullish on Hedera and HBAR, I don't know what will. So my suggestion would be stop watching HBAR videos and move on to a different project. Now, before we dive into it, hit that like button. Alright guys, when it comes to tokenized assets, Larry Fink of BlackRock, he basically said that the whole world and everything pretty much in it will be tokenized. And it's funny, most people in crypto already knew that, but he seems to get the credit. And that's all good. Well, BlackRock is wanting to be a leader in that sector, just like JP Morgan and a lot of other major corporations. And make no mistake about it, they will dominate that sector. When it comes to tokenized assets, you got to understand, guys, they're going to want to use their own blockchains probably in the future, but in the short term, they're going to use blockchains like Hedera and Ethereum. Now, that's just an educated guess. Maybe they're content with blockchains like that and they never create their own, but here's for sure. Whatever projects and whatever blockchains they choose will be the dominant players. They already have the lion's share of the assets that really matter that are going to be tokenized. So guys, unfortunately, me and you don't pick winners and losers. Big powerhouses on Wall Street like BlackRock and JP Morgan, they pick the winners and losers. Now, that being said, there was an announcement that came out, and they were talking about how one of BlackRock's funds was tokenized on Hedera. And that is a very true statement. But then here comes the FUD. And guys, I find it kind of funny that out of all the projects, some legit and some that are not legit can say almost anything. XRP comes to mind. And no one wants to correct that misinformation. But Hedera comes out with some very, very positive news, and it got just beaten down as nothing but FUD, and like it was a big lie. Well, guys, no matter how you spin it, it's very, very positive. So we're going to talk about that. Now, when you do a deep dive, and I highly recommend everyone do their own research, right now, as it sits, there's only really two ecosystems that are players in tokenized assets. Now, I know a lot of tribal, people are going to want to say, well, yeah, but my project or my favorite project or this project is going to be the winner. It's the best, and everyone will come to it. No, they won't. If they were, they would already be tokenizing on those blockchains. And right now, Ethereum and HBAR are dominating tokenized assets. Now, a lot of people are going to say there's, other projects, and you can name whatever project you want, but when you put the amount behind it of the adoption and the amount of assets as far as price and worth, there are no other competitors as it sits right now. That's subject to change, but I'm telling you, those two ecosystems are leading the way. And if you disagree with that, please let me know in the comments section. I'll do a deep dive, add it to the list. Now, what was the news about Hedera and BlackRock, and why was it such a big deal? Bear with me, guys. I saved this, but YouTube obviously wants to make us watch a video, but I'll get you there. Hold on one second. But anyway, here's the news. You know, but before we dive into it, I want to tell you a few things. When it comes to tokenized assets, Hedera has their Guardian platform, and it is right now leading the way for tracking your carbon footprint, and when they are tokenizing carbon credits. And guys, it has already tokenized 500 million pounds of carbon credits on Hedera. So you have that going on. Then you have Aberdeen, which, as far as I know, was the first project out there to tokenize its entire fund. They did that on Hedera. Now, here's one thing that people don't understand about Hedera. You know, when you look at that governing council, it's the who's who of the world. Not everyone, but you got Google and IBM and Boeing and Accenture and some really major players. And from my understanding and my research, every single governing council is building something on Hedera using HBAR. That's another thing people don't understand. You know, like, I'm going to give you an example, and this is not FUD for Ripple and XRP, but you can work with Ripple and you can build on the XRP ledger, and you don't have to buy or use XRP. Well, when you hear any positive news when it says partnerships with Hedera or any other corporation, they will be having to buy and use the HBAR token. So that's extremely bullish. But anyway, so you have the governing council that are all going to be launching different projects. And because who they are, guys, they may be making the roadmap for whatever sector, whatever project they created. And that's like what Aberdeen has done. That fund, their tokenized project was so successful, people are starting to follow. And it may end up being one of the use cases that everyone looks at. And why would you use another blockchain when this one works? Which technically HBAR is not a blockchain. Anyway, how that leads to BlackRock. ArcX and Onura are two different entities that basically, because of what they saw happen with Aberdeen, they chose to follow. And the ArcX tokenized its shares of a BlackRock fund on Hedera, and also went through Onura. So guys, that just is a roadmap, and that is really bullish news, and it shows you that the path that a lot of Wall Street companies and companies around the world may end up going down. Now, how does that relate to BlackRock? Well, directly, it's not directly linked to BlackRock itself. BlackRock didn't call up Hedera and tokenize its fund. It's an indirect, but they are very aware of it. They have to be, because you can't tokenize their fund. You can't offer their fund without BlackRock's authority to do so. And so, anyway, indirectly, it's tied to BlackRock. Now, is that bullish? It's not as bullish as BlackRock directly, creating or tokenizing a fund on Hedera. That would be mind-blowingly bullish. But ask yourself this: what other project has tokenized anything of substance? And what other blockchain outside of Ethereum has had multiple funds and shares tied to Wall Street tokenized on its ecosystem? I don't know of any. So that being said, that's extremely bullish. And it's so early. But guys, you know, a lot of people always want to talk about the tech and the speed and the scalability of their favorite project. But that's irrelevant if Wall Street isn't giving it the adoption. Because guys, I did a video a while back where they interviewed a guy that worked at BlackRock, and he talked about Ethereum's ecosystem. And he said, look, we know there's better tech and there's always going to be better tech, but that's not necessarily what they're looking for. They're looking for the security and the confidence that they can do what they want on that blockchain. So a lot of people that think, oh, well, everything's going to lead to the best tech. No, it's not. Not necessarily. And guys, if it was so good, and if you were right in your thinking that Wall Street's going to pick like ICP or XRP or any of those type projects, why are they not doing it? Nothing's being tokenized outside of Ethereum and Hedera of any substance. Now there might be a new player pop up tomorrow, but as it sits right now, Hedera is showing a roadmap and people are starting to take a look at Hedera. Overall, guys, it's extremely bullish no matter how you spin it. Now, also, there has been billions of dollars worth of, billions of dollars of tokenized assets already created and tokenized on Hedera. And as far as I know, and I don't have all the math and it's really hard information, as far as volume and adoption, Hedera is even out front of Ethereum. I have no doubt Ethereum is going to be the chosen one for at least the next 10 years. I could be wrong. Anyway, I know I'm starting to ramble, but guys, this is extremely bullish information. Now let's look at Hedera, the chart. Now, it just had a big pump. It pumped almost 17 cents. Hopefully you guys took some profits. And now it's down under 11 cents. And if you look at the chart, guys, it's probably going to get back to 10 cents, maybe even 9 cents. Now, when it comes to Hedera, no one's been more bullish than me. I've been making videos for over 2 years. When all my research led me to the Hedera ecosystem, and I've been saying when it was at 4 and 5 cents that was the closest thing to a guarantee of a 10x in all of crypto. It's not financial advice, but that's at 4 or 5 cents because I personally have no doubt that Hedera will take out its all-time high. So therefore, for people that don't own Hedera, I personally would not even consider buying Hedera over 11 cents. And that's really pushing it. For me, it would be 10 cents. Because at 10 cents, you're only looking at a 5x when it takes out its all-time high. If that works for you, hey, that's great. Now, a lot of influencers are going to tell you Hedera is going to hit $1, $2.50, $5. Some people even calling for $10. But it won't be doing it with my money. And it wouldn't shock me if it hits $1 or $2.50. $5 is getting a little out there. Could happen. That wouldn't totally shock me. $10, I think, in this bull run is out of the question. That being said, I do one-on-one coaching. And guys, if you need some help with your portfolio, learning how to dollar cost average it in or out, or need some help comparing tokens, I'll leave a link down below. Reach out. And I'm going to leave you with some information from one of the developers on Hedera. And it's the HBAR Bull channel on YouTube. I watch it every week, and I've been keeping up with Hedera through that channel for over 2 years. It's a great channel. Check this out, guys. I tried to save it, and every time, bear with me, this is definitely worth listening to. Give me 1 second here, guys. Let's get through the quick advertisements. Bear with me.
A week in
Hold on right here. Here we go.
But this isn't even, I don't think, the biggest piece of news that has come out around Hedera. We have these announcements all the time. You know, an example is something we covered a few weeks ago with Blockchain for Energy. Blockchain for Energy is a consortium that has several of the largest companies in the world in the energy industry. We have Saudi Aramco, we have Chevron, we have Schlumberger, we have Exxon, and it's Blockchain for Energy, but there's only one layer one network that's involved, and that's Hedera. You know, we have EDF, one of the largest energy producers in the world. They did not one, not two, but three different projects on the Hedera network. One of them was done, it was a DPIN project done in collaboration with Google. So we have Atmaio, that's done by Avery Dennison, one of the Hedera Governing Council members. It is a supply chain use case that is currently processing close to 1,900 transactions per second. That's more than all of the other crypto networks combined. We have Hyundai, who used that proof of concept or used that product that was put out, and they're doing something similar. Shinhan Bank is the oldest bank in Korea, and they did an initial proof of concept with one of the other Hedera Governing Council members, Standard Bank out of Africa, on cross-border payments. They did a second one just last summer where they brought in the largest financial institution from Thailand, and it did cross-border payments with FX, changing between different currencies. So of course there are other networks out there that are working on cross-border payments, but Hedera is taking that pole position and really getting some of these large institutions involved. We also have Mondelez that just joined the Hedera Governing Council that is working with SKUX on some of their promotions, coupons, payments, things along those lines. 500 million tons of carbon credits have been pledged to the Hedera Guardian ecosystem in our refi space. Of course, we have Karate Combat, the first sports league that has been tokenized, and they chose Hedera. Over 99% of their up-only gaming, which is how they leverage Hedera, and they also manage some of their governance, is on the Hedera network. We have Deutsche Telekom. The last thing was, for a long time, and I could go down the line, there's so many other things around, but I do want to get into Deutsche Telekom. People were like, they haven't done anything on Hedera. And the next story we're going to cover shows that they are doing things on Hedera. Again, just like BlackRock, it's not directly. It's through a company called Fligs, who is doing something that could have really big impacts on not just the Web3 space, but the entire telco industry. And I caught up with Alex. She is the head of Web3 at Fligs to give us the full.
Guys, if that doesn't make you bullish, I don't know what will. This week alone, there was over 132,000 new wallets opened up for Hedera, and they are at like 45 billion transactions. Now think about that, guys. 45 billion transactions is more than the other top 10 layer ones combined. They're a powerhouse, guys, and you know, he was just wheeling off all the stuff that's going on. And I'm telling you, when you dive into the ecosystem, it's different than a lot of different blockchains. You know, most other blockchains have to be tied to Ethereum, which Hedera is and will be even more so in the future. But like for supply chain and carbon credits, it doesn't have to have access to the outside world. It can be a closed loop, because it's personalized service for corporations. And guys, I'm telling you, if you look into what projects they have, they're very, very unique. And a lot of them are the very first of their kind in whatever sector. And, you know, when a big corporation that has, like Aberdeen, has been successful doing something, why would you want to reinvent the wheel? You're going to follow that footprint. A lot of them are, not all of them, but it makes it easier. And why would you not use the proven tech of Hedera and HBAR? Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit that like button, and either way, come back and be part of this community. Take care, guys.